Sydney Hot Rod and Custom Auto Expo 2025. So this is version number 2. So we're downstairs. I've got my mate Dale Walton with me, and we're going to run through these. So you might have watched the other one first. So that first one was a hot rod out of Maskell Customs.
Right, okay, yep.
Now this might feel a little bit quicker than normal tonight, Dale, because security are on my back. And you'll see
nothing unusual about that.
No one else there, and I sort of had to move through. So I hope you enjoy this. At least it won't be drawn out. So I reckon that car might have been there last year, but then I got to here and I thought the one last year had a cream interior, but a very nice HQ.
Yes.
So as you can see, nobody there at all, and I was getting the evil eye.
They're doing their job, but
there's that dark blue again, Dale, that beautiful hot rod in the blue, and then a classic flame job.
Gotta love a flame though.
So a bit of a mixture down here, hot rods, few customs, and also some of the big hitters from the street machine side of things. So this is one of the unveils from Motorbikes.
Yes.
And if you want to see a bit more on any of these cars, the main big hitters, they're actually in the unveil video from Motorbikes.
That's worth checking out for sure.
Yeah, and some of them also on our one from the hall at Summonets. So beautiful overall, and I believe, I'm sure if I remember correctly, that's got an invite for Superstars for next year.
I think that's correct, yeah.
From Motorbikes, and it won quite a lot of awards at this show in Sydney, including the top trim award, and I think a paint award as well. So nice Holden Ute there with a blown motor.
HG, by the looks of it. 57 Chev. What an era to grow up with, vehicles that look like that, out of the factory.
Weren't they? That was the year I was born, Dale, 57. That's a good looking thing, isn't it?
That is good.
Well, I'm gone.
You're in a hurry.
Now, what about this? I thought, what is this? It's a Mustang.
It's a Mustang. I
Look
thought
at
it was
the size of the wheels and the brakes.
I thought it was a Dodge Viper when you first spun around, but my goodness.
And the wing, look, it's just like, whoa.
Takes 2 men to lift the boot lid up.
How over the top can you go? It's just like, wow. So like I say, I was trying to experiment a little bit up at this show just about the way that I'm filming. Some of the ones from Motorbikes went well over an hour, but with so many cars, and then I'm trying not to miss any cars.
Yes.
But
we soon get told when we miss one.
Yeah. So I know that this will be a good coverage, and then I'm just going to continue. Look, if anyone's got any ideas about how they'd like to see us film, don't be frightened to ask. So here's another nice unveil. I see a lot of still shots of this on Facebook straight after the show and while the show was on. So that satin grey had a lot of iridescent in it.
Yes.
And it made it look like metal. Yeah, it's a pretty
does.
cool looking thing.
It pops, doesn't it?
Yeah, very different the way it's presented in that colour.
Old dog, new tricks, some might say, eh?
Oh, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, this was our this Grand Champion, is that what they called it?
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster. Sorry, get that wrong at Motorbikes.
So, it had Grandmaster and it won top judged at Summonets as well. Absolutely superb build. Once again, if you want to get a bit more detail, the Superstars video has got this one and the Monaro that'll be coming up shortly, because the 2 big hitters were both there.
I'll give you a hint, it's very red.
Yeah, it's very red. And it was interesting that at this show they have a different judging team altogether.
Okay.
And a different set of rules, in fact, for the way that it's judged. And there was a bit of a turnaround, and the Monaro ended up winning
there you go
car of the show. So a little bit of a change up. And I always found that interesting when I was building show cars for myself personally, you could do the circuit around the country, and back then there was probably 4 different sets of judges and judging sheets. So quite often you could win at a show and go to the next one and not get a look in.
Get nothing, yes.
Yeah. So a few club cars down along the windows here. Very big hot rod scene in Sydney, and there's a lot of guys. They have a special parking area at this show outside with a lot of cars parked up there, a lot of hot rods. Now this has got the giveaway on the number plate, I think, Dale. Yeah, it's an EK.
Yeah.
We normally have the discussion about what it may or may not be. But interesting with a tunnel ram.
Yeah.
A couple of big carbies on there.
It's a nice colour. It's almost like the pastel look, but it's close to a factory colour.
So grandpa spec with a set of wheels.
Bit quicker than it came out of the factory.
So this was car of the show.
Yep, the HT.
And talk about big wheels and brakes on that Mustang. There's pretty big wheels and brakes on this one too. And an even bigger engine.
Yeah.
So it's got the big Noonan with the 1871 supercharger.
There's a lot of chrome going on in there.
And it's the old HTKO.
Yeah, it definitely delivered a knockout. I can't say that you missed a spot cleaning it because it's too bright.
I was just going to say, I'm always impressed the way these cars are maintained, because it's all very well to say they don't get driven or whatever. They've still got to be moved around the country, and that particular car's been in Canberra and in Melbourne and now in Sydney, and they look brand new. There's not a speck of dust or a finger mark anywhere. Now, Hearn Customs in Sydney, the his and hers, decided they'd do the Parkland theme.
That's good.
Now, I don't know how good your memory is, Dale, but I think this might have been upstairs tucked away in a corner last year, but it's a very impressive looking car. It's that whole Yanko.
Yeah, that
Chevrolet
rally build, or whatever they called it back in the day. It's
very nice car.
Well, there's a lot of car.
It's the limo, mate. Eh?
Howard's got to walk back 3 blocks to fit it all in.
I'm still going, look, I'm still going. Now, it's good to see this again. I don't know how many years ago. I'm sure this is a car I've seen some years ago, and it still presents extremely well. Really well built car. And sometimes you get a car that is getting on a bit, and all the body starts to move and the paint. But this thing
looks like it's fresh.
Yeah, it looked mint. I took a double take. Is this the one I'm thinking it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was no signs or anything on it. And I'm going, okay, it's just up for me to try and work it out.
Very tidy build.
Yeah, wonderful car. What about that?
There's some engineering work gone into that.
Check out the airbags on the suspension setup on it. It's all cantilevered, and I couldn't quite absorb it all. And then we've got the Lambo doors.
Yep.
And a little bit of doof.
So it's a Mercedes. There you go. Okay. That's why I was having trouble. No, sorry, we can't fit your handbag in the boot, ma'am. There's no room. Is that a Toyota Scout?
Not sure. We're not going to find out by the look of that. I don't quite know what the criteria is for entry to this show, but there's always a massive variation in the cars.
Yes.
Now, this car had a lot of orange light on it, which sort of throws your eye a bit, because it was pretty much a full black car, but it had so much orange light on that side it sort of threw it away. And this panel van was upstairs last year with the same sort of orange lights all over it, and I thought it looked better in this light
Yeah.
than it did when it had so much light on it. But a couple of nice PVs, and then the oversized PV.
Wow. A bit of motivation in the front and party out the back.
And it's got, I was surprised actually, I looked at it and went, bloody hell, it's twin turboed LS. Have a look at it.
Yeah, there's some
Bit of
mumbo. Yeah.
And then it's got the
column auto, tartan trim.
tartan trims all going on. I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. Now I'm lost. Where am I going? We're going for an ad.
Our friends at
Our
Lovells.
friends at Lovells. So if you're towing or getting off road, or any other vehicle you may have, including your 70s cars, don't forget about Lovells. Been around forever and a day. Springs, shocks, sway bars,
They do the lot, Howard.
they do, mate. And like their ad says, they fit all of these upgrades as well. So if you're in the market, check them out at lovellsauto.com.au and see your local distributor who you can go and check out and find out about upgrading your vehicle for the ride of your life.
I like that. That's a good motto.
So Steve from Deluxe, his own personal ute that he managed to build in about 18 months outside of working hours.
Yeah.
The guy obviously doesn't sleep.
No, sleep when you're dead.
And
Steve.
they had another unveil at this particular show as well, which we haven't seen yet, which we'll get to shortly, I'm sure. But cranking them out. So that Galaxy we just wandered past was there last year, and if you want to get a bit more on that, you'll check that out in the last one. I'm not really a DeLorean fan, Darla. What about you?
No, look, they're cool cars, but you've seen one, you've seen a DeLorean.
Now another unveil, top quality build. So unveiled, when I say unveiled at Motor
Motor-X, yes, yep.
And did really well down there. And it's I've been told about 10 times on that video it's a Mercedes dash.
Okay,
Remember we were having the
Yep.
discussion? I
Yep.
wonder what that's out of.
yep.
So it's out of a Merc. And it looks like
It's good to get people talking, Howard.
looks
That's
like
the whole.
it was born there,
yeah,
doesn't it?
it's like when you put the Nissan dash in your Mustang.
In the Mustang.
Gets people talking.
The shifters.
Got to watch them shifties.
There we go.
They were around before the Taylor Swift fans, Howard.
Oh, Dale.
I'm full of it
dear.
tonight.
That
I'm
looks
full
like
of
a
it.
limo. Look at the length of that thing.
The HQ Prem in chocolate brown. Never looks so good.
Chocolate.
Well, milk chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. The full bling engine bay. Got a bit of billet happening.
This is familiar.
It is, and being outside of trading hours, I didn't have to chase the turntable.
Yeah.
So when at Motor-X, it was on a turntable.
So a 39
39.
Zephyr, Howard.
Yeah.
Not a 33, a 39.
Did you get to see the finished video of last
I
time?
did,
Yeah,
I did.
because we put the bubble on it.
yeah,
Dale.
yeah,
Yep.
because Dale made an error. It's not
He doesn't
unusual.
make many, but he made one. So dumped on the ground, looking very smart.
The Dragonfly.
It's got some of that gold leaf turns and stuff on it. It's definitely a standout colour, isn't it?
It sure is.
Now, if you needed a sign, hey,
You got
how's
it
that
covered.
for a display?
Wow.
No, if you couldn't find something there, there'd be something wrong. So this is the other two cars from Deluxe. So the pickup there was a fresh car last year,
Yes.
and I see on his Facebook page they've just delivered that to the owner the other night
Okay.
since this show. So
Yep.
it must have went from the show to be delivered. Beautiful hot rod. And then another one, this one won the entrance award at this event, and it was a fresh unveil that was so fresh they were still putting it together when it came out of the trailer as happened. So
That's what happens.
35 Ford free window coupe, and you can freeze that and check out all the other info if you like. I spoke to Steve about the build, and a very traditional hot rod. There was no expectation it was ever going to be a trophy chaser. It's got that real classic feel. It's exactly what the owner wanted, and colour, wheel combo, the whole thing. It's just a nice, really nice
done
build.
properly. Yep.
You see the back window is a wind-up window.
Okay.
I thought that was clever.
That's nifty.
I don't know if I've seen that before.
No,
Maybe.
I don't recall.
And then a nice choice of colour change there on the inside as well. So a beautiful hot rod, and deserving of not only the entrance choice but a few other awards along the way in that hot rod area. 55 F100, we're seeing quite a few of these trucks, aren't we?
They're very popular right now.
Got the GPS, mate.
So you can get told where to go by...
I need one of those in my panel van, mate, so I don't have to use my phone and get booked. Nice bed, beautiful colour.
Yeah, good combo again.
Now, I've filmed this before and I recall it vividly because of the colour, because it's not far from where I'm going to be, I don't reckon, that green. But I like that wheel combo with the white wall on that hot rod. That looks just spot on. Grey trim, I haven't thought of a grey trim in the green. That looks pretty good.
It does look good.
And it's got a Ford in a Ford. It's got a Clevo in it. So we'll go under the blossoms.
Yes.
It'll take you back to Japan.
Back to Japan, that's right.
I was just had a week in Japan not that long ago. You give him a plug, do you? Trip a deal?
Yeah. It's good stuff.
So there's another hot rod with a bit of black, mate.
It's a bit of a modern take.
Looks like a bit of a weapon, that one, doesn't it? So that's the bottom of this hall just about covered, I think. So there's a little bit of time on the clock. I'm thinking we might go and look at some motorbikes or something.
It's a lot in that hall.
Bingo.
Oh, look.
Now they've gathered together some stunning motorbikes. There were some good bikes there last year.
Yep.
And I was having a chat to the guy who was setting his bike up there, and he was saying there was bikes from all over the country.
Wow.
And I had planned to try and get back and have a chat to him about it, because I don't really know a lot about it, except I love the paintwork that they do and the engraving and all the different things. But unfortunately, I never got back there because of all the music playing and all. You can't sort of do interviews.
Yep. There is some
paintwork. It's crazy,
special work going into these.
Look at the depth of the paint. It's just incredible, isn't it?
Now, there's some bling there.
Gets me the masking, the amount of masking, the time and the patience to actually do all those lines is a blowout.
It's impressive.
I mean, I feel for a guy that, say, does bikes for a living. How do you keep coming up with something new?
Exactly.
This one was pretty cool. It was more subtle, didn't have as much bling in the paint, but it had that really nice, classy look about it. You know that. So this was Friday night, and I worked out, when I went back and looked at some of my footage, I still had the gimbal on the settings from the boat racing. So when I'm turning, the gimbal normally slows it down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, because it was trying to keep up with the boat. So sorry about that, folks. Now this one's unusual. It's like in a satin finish, and almost marble
Yes.
comic sort of look about it.
Yeah. Honeycomb, yeah.
So the honeycomb, that was in the foyer at Motorbikes.
Yep.
If you recall that one.
Yep.
It's once again another stunning bike.
Just the effort that goes into these is just like the engraving. It just blows my mind. You would take a long time to see every detail on these.
Yeah, you sort of can't really absorb it, and the camera struggles, especially with the engraving or with the light
Yep.
reflection for it to get the actual focus and all right.
It's for sale, Howard.
I look at the masking in that and just go, man, like crazy. I mean, I know they're only small items, but they're like so much detail.
Yeah.
That's a wide-bodied tank. See how big that was?
Yeah. That'd match well with a white Mustang with blue stripes, that would.
It would. He's probably got one.
He's probably got one, exactly.
What about the turbo on this, mate? I think it was a turbo or was a supercharger. It's got the big intercooler on the front.
Yeah.
I'm lost for words.
There's a lot going on. There's so much to see.
And I'm not going to comment because I'd say it looks like a bagger, but I don't know whether it is a bagger.
Yeah.
Or what? The terminology's.
I'm just trying to take it all in, and man, hats off to the builders and the owners of these.
Check out that front wheel. Number one. Yeah, there's a bit of old school stuff here as well, but lots of engraving.
The old chopper look, yeah.
A Springer front end, mate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's an old style with the old big tyres.
And we know these two. And I believe that was Top Bike. And that was the unveil from Motorbikes.
Yes. Yeah, really like the paint job on that.
And I only get my information on all this stuff from Facebook. Because this show's been all over Facebook the last few days.
Oh look, the King's left his crown behind.
Yeah.
I think the crown's been out blinged by the bike.
I like the matching blanket.
Mm.
Struggle rug. Unbelievable. Well, you can see we're in setup mode. Someone's cleaning again. Now, I've seen this display before, but I think with a different bike on it. So it's adds a different look. The camera really struggled to try and pick up the detail because it was getting overpowered by the board. But
the leather embossed seat, and oh wow,
the handlebar.
Yeah, I don't know where to look out. There's too much.
So now I'm trying to tell these guys to get out of my camera shot.
Yeah.
So I believe that one was at Motorbikes last year because I did speak to the gentleman that owned that, and he said that I had spoken to him at Motorbikes when that was first unveiled. Absolutely stunning. Well, thanks for joining us once again. Thanks for dropping in, Dale, and helping me out to get through all these videos.
It's a pleasure.
Don't forget, if you need some parts for your XABC Falcon, we're the people to come to for that.
And check out the merch.
Bit of merch. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
Hit the like button.
All them things.
Leave a comment. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.